Digital sculpting, also known as sculpt modeling or 3D sculpting, is becoming very popular, and that's why I decided to take a visit to my friends at Peekolos, a full-service 3D portrait store where you can 3D print a figurine of you. We're gonna learn about 3D printing, we're gonna print myself, we're gonna do a sculpture, so it's gonna be really cool. Let's do it. This technique is very simple. 64 definition cameras that will simultaneously capture your image in a fraction of a second.
And then from there we take it to a software where it aligns the images and then creates like a 3D avatar, like a virtual image.
After that point, you can keep the digital file to share on social media, or you can 3D print your exact replica.
It's hard to understand until you see it and you explain what's 3D printing, how it works, and how we get to this.
3D printing started in the 80s. Yep, 3D printing is older than you might think. 3D printing was primarily used for prototyping, but it's now being used for production-ready pieces. For example, Ford is currently using 3D printing to make large selections of its car's parts for testing. 3D printers print a model in layers. Additive manufacturing works a lot like your inkjet printer at home. The inkjet printer puts a single layer of ink on top of the page in order to get the job done, while a 3D printer adds new layers on top of each layer before it, until the object is completed. You can already print in titanium, ceramics, wood, whatever you want. Pretty much anything can already be 3D printed. 3D printing is in the movies you watch. With 3D printing, many of the props can be created and recreated faster, easier, and without starting from scratch. 3D printing is launching into space. NASA researchers are currently working or figuring out how to bring 3D printing technology to space. The idea is to send robots ahead of astronauts to construct buildings and infrastructure on lunar surfaces.
So the idea was to somewhat capture life and freeze it, have it in a way that people can forever remember exactly how you were, people that you love, and so you can cherish forever.
The material used to manufacture this product is a sandstone-like powder that receives layers and layers of binding agent.
It prints just like a regular printer,
Okay.
but instead of a paper, you have a very
Layers.
thin layer of powder, right?
Okay.
So it puts the ink and then another layer, thousands of them.
And what's the weirdest thing that people come here and they ask you for what?
I like all kinds of things. I've had people with guitars, like whatever is important for them. I had a little kid that came back with a little stuffed animal because it was his buddy. Whatever is important, whatever you love,
Okay.
and you want to portray.
Price range from $80 to $170 in case you want to make a figurine really big.
Okay, so let's make mine possible and
All
let's
right.
make it a reality.
Okay.
Let's try it.
There you go. I save it and I take it to my computer, work on the software, make it ready for the print,
And it's ready.
and you come out.
This process still takes some time. The final product takes about 2 to 4 weeks to be delivered.
That is you.
That's me.
Nice. It is you.
It is.
Cool.
Peekolos in Italian means little.
Okay.
So when I had the concept of miniatures, I wanted to have something different that sounded good. So I just changed the spelling a little bit and became Peekolos, life in miniatures.
Ready?
Okay, I'll go get it for you.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, I'll wait you. That's me. There I am.
Visit us at the shops at Sunset Mall. You can check our website, www.peekolos.com.
I love it. Thank you so much again.
There you are.
Then I would cry.